Hey guys, today is Monday, the 7th of February. So doing another weekly outlook here on YouTube and the public Discord. So as you guys have seen on the Instagram and everything I've been posting, last week alone from Friday, from the week before to last week, we did 1,000 pips in the mentorship program. Well over 50 RR, almost 60 RR in the last 2.5 weeks, which is just absolutely insane. We've been absolutely killing it. We took a buy on Friday. I gave this buy entry away on Euro Ncd, which is 350 pips alone on Friday, which was a 1 to 10. And then we also did a buy set up here on USD CAD, which did like a 1 to 3.5, 1 to 4 for about 100 pips. So yeah, absolutely amazing. We've been just killing it, which is why I haven't been updating so actively in the public Discord with setups. But I am going to continue to put the videos out there. If I see a really clean setup and I happen to be monitoring these pairs, I'll obviously update. But I mean, heaps of you guys are still profiting off the videos alone, which is just amazing. I'm really grateful that I'm in a position now to where I can help you guys do that, which is just amazing because I didn't really have anything trustworthy like this when I was learning years ago. So what I'll be looking for this week is, let's have a look at Ncd Usd. So overall, we know we're very bearish on this pair. We've had this very big, fast, impulsive move down into like the 0.655 region, and now we're having this sort of corrective move up, right? So I'm actually favoring, if I go here to like the daily, I'm actually favoring a push higher into 0.675. Now, how long that would take, we don't know. It could be a pretty fast move. It could take a week. We don't know. But overall, I'm seeing a push up into 0.675, and then from there, maybe it will reverse and go lower, or we might even break high. So that's sort of what I'm viewing on Ncd Usd right now. So what I'm looking at on the 4 hour is if price can come up into 0.665 here and give us some nice price action, you could look for a sell. The reason I'd be looking to sell it, even though I just said I'm looking for it to go higher, is because this might actually push down into this level here, 0.66, to test this again, for example. So that'd be an easy, 50 pips, 1 to 3.5, give or take. And then you can look to maybe take a buy off of this into 0.675. I don't think we've seen the last of 0.66. So I do believe we're going to have another push in to 0.66 to then retest, to then push up higher. Now, let's flip it. It's the benefit of taking the sell here. Assuming the price action occurs, this might just blow through it. The benefit is if you take a sell here, you can also look to take the buy here, again, if the price action occurs, because that way you could hedge it. So you could leave some of your sell running and close partials and then take the buy. And that way, let's say the buy doesn't work out and it was a loss and it rolls over to the downside, then your sell would continue to profit with the overall trend to the downside. So that's another reason I'd be looking to do this for a possible sell. What I'd be wanting to see is if this could come up into here and have like a nice, some nice wicks to the upside, some nice bearish rejection, and then from there you can look to execute the sell off of this region in here. Now, if price doesn't, let's say price just blows above and blows through structure, I'm just simply looking for a retest of 0.665 to take it up into 0.675. So right now, it's we had NFP last week, which is left a few pairs sort of sideways. The one that comes to mind is CAD-JPY, which I'll cover in just a second. But that's what I'd be looking for coming this week on Ncd Usd. So I'll be watching this kind of here and there. But if I'm actively watching it and I'm not too busy with the mentorship students and we don't have any crazy trades going on, I'll check these. But just know that we have a lot going on in there with all our trades. So it's a lot of updating for them. So CAD-JPY, let's have a look. So last week I did say that this looked really good for a buy through here. I did say to stay out just because of the time of day that it occurred. It just was very late in the day. It was like an hour or so before market close, which really isn't a time of day that you want to be entering, trades. That being said, it did actually end up getting trades later on that day, which quite a few of you guys caught and sent me, which was amazing to see. They were quite kind of in the Asian session, so not a time that I'm on the charts. As I have to sleep. So what I'm looking for this week is, let's have a look at the weekly real quick. So another weekly, we're pretty bullish, right? We're making higher highs, higher lows, but like we're kind of just sideways. Like the last sort of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 5 or 6 weeks, just kind of been hovering up and down. So go to the daily here as well. You can see we're really just sort of trapped in this little pocket of price. So what I'm viewing this week is, if it's in a range, trade the range. We can see we tested once here, tested again. We kind of wicked up, and now it's coming up for the third tap of this 91 level in the range. So if this was to come up here and give some nice bearish price action, you could look for a sell back down into here. Okay, and then just continue to trade the range. Now let's say this blows through the 391 and does something like this. Just look for a retest back up into this 92 region over here to the left. 90, 91, 8, 92, which could be a really nice, easy 100 pips. Okay, but what I'd be looking for here is if price can come up and give us, you know, some nice bearish engulfing, some nice exhaustion price action, anything similar to this, like on the 1 hour, the 30 minute, because then if you were to get a trade, like for example, if you were to get a trade up in here, probably want to go like a 15 and 20 pip stop loss. You know, this could be a really easy sell off into this 90 level down here for 1 to, was almost 100 pips for 1 to 4.5, and then you can just continue to trade the range. So this was the buy setup through here that I gave out. Was it here? That I gave out last week, but again, it was kind of late in the day, so played out nicely, but not something I would recommend taking. But quite a few of you did, which is great, and ended up being really, really great profits for you guys. So yeah, so watching this, if this does break higher, I'll update. If it breaks lower, I'll update. But for now, I would just be looking to trade the range, okay, until we get the breakout. Just make sure you're executing off of good price action, not just, you know, the fact that it's in the zone. All right, make sure you wait for those bearish or bullish confirmations, exhaustion, things like that. Aed Usd. So again, let's go to the weekly. So we know, again, we kind of made this weekly double bottom at this 0.7 level, which is like historically a huge level for this pair, right? If I was to go, pretty sure I used to trade this pair years ago when I was first learning. Let's have a look. Yeah, look at this. Like, just historically, it's such a strong level for this pair. Look at that, tapped right in there, tested, tested, tested. Like, look at that. That's just insane. Anyways, pretty exact memories of trading this. Looks like this is going to have a big move higher, which kind of gives me reason for Ncd Usd to go higher because they're correlated. And also, I'm more short-term bearish on the dollar right now. Short-term meaning maybe just this week or maybe the next few days. But right now, I'm seeing a bit more of a dip down on the dollar, which I'll cover. So therefore, we should see Ncd Usd, Aed Usd push higher. So what I'd be looking for is I'd be looking for price to kind of come back, retest 0.71 sort of 200 region for a buy up into 0.72 800 like this. And then you could look to also add a second position if it was to break 0.715 and then again take it up into the highs. So that's what I'm looking for. In order to get this, we need, you know, we definitely need some dollar weakness. We also need, you know, maybe a push on Aed Usd, sorry, on the Australian dollar. So looking for that, but I mean, just looking at this here, you can see we tested here, broke out to the downside, came back up, tested here, pushed up, failed to break above 0.715, again pushed lower, but again, we failed to make new lows. So now what? We're back above structures. So what is pretty much it done every time? It's come back up and done this. So that's what I'd be looking for. Really, really simple, clean price action. So just keep an eye out for that. But just make sure as well you watch price here. I do think this will break and will go higher, but just keep in mind it might respect this and maybe range for a little bit. Next one is gold. Let's go to the daily. So I'm seeing this sort of 1830 level getting hit again. So what I would like to see, as it's in between structure, my answer to this is just wait. Okay, so it's in between structures. So I'd be looking for this to either push up into here for a possible sell as a retest of this 1830, 32 level for a sell lower. Or if this, as I said, this is in between structure, I'd be looking for this to pull back down, retest this 1810, and then look for the buy up into here. And then from here, we can judge where it's going to go. But I don't think we're going to see this broken this week. It might. But just looking at like the higher time frames, you can see we've really struggled to get above this 1830 level and stay above it. Like just historically, it's such a strong level. If I put a horizontal line here. So if I put a horizontal line here, 1830. You can see that historically it's just such a big level. So I'll be looking for this to push up into 1830 for a possible sell-off from there. But like I said, right now it's in between structures, so just let price do its thing, and then you can look to either take a buy from here as it needs a retest of 1810 or a sell of 1830. So watching that could be a really big move down. I mean, if you zoom out here as well, what is price really doing? Like, price is technically just ranging, right? You box this off, price is really just kind of bouncing between this 1790 level and 1830. Like, it's really just kind of tap here, tap here, tap here, fake out, came back down, tap here. So where's it going next? Here. Where does it historically go? From here, it pushed back down. So I'd be looking to just really continue to trade the range. Yeah, Aed Usd I covered, CAD-JPY I covered, Ncd Usd. Last one to cover is DXY. So again, I'm looking for more of a push up into this 95.8, 96, and then a rollover from there. Again, you know, we had we're definitely bullish overall on the dollar, but you know, this looks like it was the last sort of effort by the dollar to push up and break 97, and we did break 97, but we failed to stay above it, and then we also failed to stay above 96. So what I'm viewing is more of a retest of that 95.8 and 96 level for the continuation lower. And as I've been saying since like November last year, is this whole region is a reversal area for the dollar. This whole 97, 98 region or 97.5 region is a big reversal area for the dollar, which means like this right here just in the weekly looks like it's going to absolutely melt, which would send pairs like Ncd Usd, Aed Usd, Euro USD flying into the highs to have those corrective moves, as we know they need it, right? News-wise this week, there's really nothing crazy from memory. I think Thursday, Friday are the ones that kind of have all the news. You guys know I don't really care about news. All right, I don't check the news, but I do pay attention to specific news releases, not like the release itself, but just what time it comes out. So the main ones I pay attention to are like inflation rate, interest rate, elections, non-farm payroll, things like that, right? So again, it doesn't affect my trading in any way. If I see a trade and there's news coming out, I still trade it as normal. I might just widen my stop loss a bit, or I might maybe just reduce my risk a bit, just in case, you know, I get wicked out by manipulation, because that can occur during many significant news releases, such as like, again, inflation rate. So this week, well, last week on Friday, we had non-farm payroll, which really didn't do much for the dollar. Like, again, we had that big bearish sell-off, but nothing like manipulation-wise, nothing crazy. It was very easy to see that occurring. But this week we have inflation rate on Thursday, and then we have GDP growth rate for GBP pairs on Friday. So inflation rate and core inflation rate on Thursday for the dollar. So otherwise, yeah, there's really nothing else here that that's really worth noting or being aware of. Yeah, so that's it for now, guys. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Again, you know, you're more than welcome to message me on Discord or Instagram. Give me, you know, a lot of time to get back to you guys, because the mentorship program is my priority right now. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know. I really appreciate all the messages. Have a great week. But above everything, guys, make sure you keep your risk in check. Okay, again, it's all about risk reward and risk management. You could be the best trader in the world, but if your risk reward and your risk management is crap, then everything else falls apart. Okay, so make sure, you know, you might have 1 or 2 losses back to back, you can turn around and get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 huge wins. Like, for example, that EN buy we did, you know, that was a 350 pips on a Friday. That was a 1 to 10 on a Friday, which is like, it's doable, guys. Like, you can do this every single week. All right. That's it for now, guys. Have a great week, and I will do another video update on Wednesday for the midweek sort of update. And again, I'll try and keep an eye on the pairs. But again, you know, my main focus is going to be on these pairs of mentorship. But if I do spot something, I'll let you guys know. But again, this video is all you need. You know what you're looking for. Look for that exhaustion, that bullish or bearish price action within those zones, and execute. That's it. Thanks, guys.